don't ever, ever, ever chase or try to kill John Wick. We'll get you really bad. What's going on, everybody? Nerd of the 90s here, and I'm back here doing another review for The Road to John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. And here we are with the sequel, which is John Wick Chapter 2. And by the way, guys, I'm excited for this movie. I pre-ordered my tickets. I don't have it with you right now, but I'll show it to you guys later after the video ends, as I'm now going to be talking about the review. And yeah, once again, it is directed once again by Chad Stahelski, and also starring Keanu Reeves, who is returning. New villain, Ricardo Scamarcio, if I pronounced his name right, Ian McShane, Ruby Rose, Common, and Lawrence Fishburne, which pretty much just made a bunch of Matrix fans happy, pretty much. And yeah, here we go, Chapter 2. Here goes the story. The story is pretty much picks up exactly where it left off from John Wick 1, sort of though. Here he gets back the car where he got completely towed by the Russian mob, and after that he goes in and chases after the car. And what, by the way, the Russian guy here is the brother of the other villain, which is Viggo Tarasov. He pretty much just notices that John Wick is actually going to be coming back for his car, and he does. He manages to get his car back, and then right after he gets his car back, well, all chaos completely loosens up, and after that he manages to take everybody down, takes his car back, all messed up and all completely destroyed. John Leguizamo also makes a comeback, and just pretty much all he just does is just help John Wick with his car, and then also while John Wick was pretty much leaving the fight between Viggo, he does manage to take a dog in order for him not to be feeling himself lonely. But then here, the story picks up a little bit more here, where we get the this man named Santino D'Antonio, offering John Wick, since he's pretty much out of retirement, and then he just went out on a killing spree because the death of a puppy, and it's not just an ordinary puppy though. He wants John Wick to be back in the game and wants to do a killing assignment, but John Wick declines. So with that, Santino D'Antonio did give him a second chance, but John Wick once again denies. So with that, he screwed John Wick over, and he grabs a rocket launcher, just shoots his house completely down to the ground. And it was quite an explosive thing. While John Wick and his dog did manage to survive, he goes to the Continental Hotel, tracks him down, and John Wick really wanted to kill him, but at the same time, he kind of kept his cool and decides to take the assignment for him. And then here, he goes in and does this killing assignment, and supposedly, it's kind of a spoiler though, but this movie's a couple of years old. It's actually to kill Santino's sister, if I pronounced her right. And with that, Santino pretty much just screws John Wick over and puts a bounty on his head to kill John Wick. And with that, he kind of wants to screw over the boogeyman. And then right there, that's when the story immediately just gets ignited. And yeah, it was quite the plot though, even though it was a bit of a dumb assignment that John Wick had to forcefully do himself, but then again, he got completely screwed over in this one. And here, he goes on the chase, he gets chased by the bad guys, but he does as much as he can to pretty much chase them back. And with that, the movie does start off really, really good. And it does start halfway through, it goes even bigger after that. So I think, to me, in my opinion, the story is absolutely amazing. Keanu Reeves, once again, does deliver a fantastic job as John Wick. He is, without a doubt, John Wick. And seeing how the way he acted in Neo in the Matrix trilogy, here, once again, as John Wick, he nails it out of the park. And there's no denying that because, wow, Keanu Reeves goes even through a lot in this movie. And it shows because he does remember his training from the first movie, and then he goes even bigger in this one, going out with the shootouts, though, which we'll get to later. And yeah, Keanu Reeves, once again, as John Wick. But as for the new villain, Santino D'Antonio, played by Ricardo Scamarcio, if I pronounced his name right, I thought, to me, in my opinion, he was actually a good villain, though. He pretty much just wanted to bring John Wick back in the game, but John Wick, once again, didn't want nothing with it. So with that, he, like I said in the very beginning, screws him over, destroys his house. John Wick wanted to kill him, but since they're at the Continental and there's a code there, you cannot kill while in the Continental. So John Wick forcefully had to take the offer, kills his sister, and then with that, he pretty much just says, "Hey, John Wick, I really didn't want my sister dead, so I just really wanted the boogeyman to be out, and having a huge bounty on your head is gonna pretty much just screw you over. And with that, John Wick had no other choice but to pretty much just kill whatever gets in his way in order to get to survive. And with that, this villain though is just, let's just say this, he is this type of villain. I don't even know what it is. His motivation was to pretty much, he just screws him over, and as John Wick does the assignment, and then while John Wick does the assignment for him, the contract, the killing contract, he just screws him over. And then with that, this villain though is quite ferocious though, and even though he's kind of a bit of a wimpy guy, but it's not a bit of a negative too, because this guy, his motive though is just to pretty much screw John Wick over, and then that's what he does. This is one of those type of villains that say, haha, I got you once, and then after that, he says, do this for me, and then I'll let you go. Haha, I got you this time, and you're not going to get me this time. And then, yeah, he's just a guy who just wants to screw John Wick over. And then that's what he does. And that's about it. Whoa, I got my seat right there. So, yeah, the villain, yeah, he's pretty good. As for the new characters here, Ares, played by Ruby Rose, who is one of Santino's hitman that watches Santino's back. I thought Ruby Rose, in my opinion, was actually pretty good, even though she's just the quiet one. She doesn't actually say a couple of words, but she's like one of the ones that's like giving sign language to John Wick to say, I'll be watching you and I'll be seeing you, John Wick. And then, yeah, she was kind of like giving a hint to like John Wick 3, which means, who knows? I don't even know much about John Wick Chapter 3, so, and who's in it, though. So I think maybe we might see her in the third movie, though. I thought, to me, in my opinion, Ruby Rose as Ares, as Santino's bodyguard, was, in my opinion, really, really good. And to me, I give props to Ruby Rose. As for Cassian, played by Common, also who is the hitman for Santino's sister, he then notices that John Wick does, say, the contract for Santino, and with that, Cassian and John Wick just pretty much just go at it at each other and does what he can in order to avenge the death of Santino's sister. And even though Santino was the one guy who pretty much just wanted his sister dead, and in the end, he just wanted to screw John Wick over. Cassian, without a doubt, was actually a really good assassin, even though it was kind of funny watching Cassian and John Wick just pretty much shooting at each other like that in a very funny way at the subway. And in my opinion, it just made me laugh though. But in my opinion, to me, Cassian was actually a really good hitman and a pretty interesting character too. Who knows if we're gonna see him in the third movie though? So if you guys did watch the movie, you'll understand why. So, let's see what happens. As for Winston, returning Ian McShane, he does deliver a pretty good job, though. Also, like in the previous movie, just letting know John Wick, how's life, how's everything, and everything like that. And then noticing that John Wick pretty much gets back in the game and just acknowledges John Wick to pretty much not to make any bad mistakes and to give him a lot of good luck and stuff like that. And then with that, I thought it was... Ian McShane does deliver a really good job, though. And as for Charon, Lance Reddick, who makes a return, the hotel concierge or the hotel manager, he was actually pretty good in this movie. Here, he does have a little bit more to do here. He takes care of John Wick's dog, and after that, we get to see what he actually does, knowing that John Wick, what he's going through and stuff like that. Watches over him, and then while John Wick pretty much got screwed over, he kind of like gives like a helping hand to see what happens. He doesn't go out helping him shoot people. He just pretty much just lets John Wick know about like what happens and stuff like that. So I thought, to me, in my opinion, it was actually really good. But I know for sure that he's going to have a huge part in Chapter 3, so I'm actually excited to see what he's going to be doing next. I hope to see Lance Reddick just pretty much start shooting guns while he's on John Wick's side. So let's see what happens, or maybe he might betray him. So we don't know. As for the new character, Lawrence Fishburne's character, the Bowery King, in my opinion, his role was a little short though, but it was actually a great amount of screen time because here he's a former friend, or should I say a former enemy to John Wick, but John Wick pretty much just gave him an advice to be like, I'm gonna let you live. And so that's pretty much how the story is. He's a former rival of John Wick, but then John Wick just didn't want him dead. So with that, he gives John Wick the opportunity to pretty much like help him out with a few things and just give him like a bit of a favor so he can actually like understand like, the situation that he's been going through. And to me, I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing next in Chapter 3. So let's see what happens from there. So with me, without a doubt, Lawrence Fishburne here. It may be short a little, but I can't wait to see what he does next. And also, as for the action and the gun tonics, it goes even bigger. While John Wick does go on driving spree in the very beginning, but he does go fisticuffs here. He does use his guns a little bit. And then later on, when he does his assassination contract for Santino, things go even bigger there, and then it keeps going even further and further. And while he gets screwed over and gets wanted by all the men, everything just goes completely crazy. And John Wick goes through so much in the movie that it just goes out of control. And yeah, the action and the guntonics, man, without a doubt, was absolutely even huge and bigger here in this movie. So, and as for the best moment of the movie, while John Wick has pretty much been wanted by Santino, the chase where he's getting chased by a bunch of people, getting killed by random strangers, I thought, to me, it was crazy. He gets chased by a big chubby guy. He gets attacked by a bunch of twins. I think they were twins, though. And then he kills him with a pencil. What they mentioned too in the movie, he killed somebody with a pencil, and he does that too. Not to give you guys a bit of a spoiler. And then also we get to see John Wick fighting against this lady who's a bit of a hobo, or should I say a violin artist. She starts noticing that the contract is open for John Wick. She tries to kill John Wick, and John Wick does his best in order to get away. And then also he has to deal with Cassian. And with that, it was pretty cool, even though it was a little funny though while they were shooting quietly at the subway, trying to get everything peacefully while they're shooting at each other. And I thought, to me, it was really funny though. Yeah, the chase scenes in New York though was absolutely cool, and to me it was actually one of my favorite moments in the movie. And then also when he's nearly close to Santino's place, and also when he was fighting in the this place filled with mirrors, and it completely it's confusing, knowing is that you? Nope, it was just a mirror. Yeah, that part was actually a lot cool. And yeah, great moments in the movie. It goes even bigger here too, so yeah. And also the soundtrack, once again, absolutely outstanding and amazing, so I give props to that. And also it does return from the very first movie, so while John Wick was doing his first assassination contract, and it was really good. Is this movie worth watching? Come on, it's John Wick. And yes, he is in Fortnite, guys. You're welcome. I never did mention this in the review. He is in Fortnite, and he is a skin character, too. He doesn't play like John Wick, but he does look like John Wick. It would have been cool if it would have been voiced by Keanu Reeves, but it is what it is. And, yeah, I'll do that review soon enough in the summer, so I can make you guys happy. So, yeah, let's end the review right here. Here's my final verdict. To me, when I watched this the very first time in theaters, I gave it a 9 because the ending kept me ooh, so it's going to end like that. And with that, now that Chapter 3 is out, I'm going to have to give John Wick Chapter 2 also a 10 out of 10. It's outstanding. It's a great movie. I don't have much of a complaint, though. I just wish that the Bowery King had more to do. And same thing with John Leguizamo's character. I wish he had a little bit more. Aurelio, that's his name. And he had more to do. And same thing with the hotel manager, Charon, the concierge. But I think he's going to have more in the third movie, too. So I can't wait to see it, though. And then, really quick, guys, I'll be right back. Boom. I got the tickets. Boom. So, yeah, I'm excited to go watch it tomorrow. Maybe by tomorrow, around 12 o'clock or early in the morning on Sunday, I'm going to be posting the review for John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And, yeah. And then also, be prepared for another video because it's my reaction to a new announcement that just came out. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. So, I'll see you guys next time on John Wick Chapter 3, or maybe my reaction to a new casting call that just occurred with a new superhero. All I can say, it's gonna be quite the Twilight.